Hi everyone, today we are starting with directing motivation. Directing we have already done, this is chapter 7 CBSE NCERT book. We are doing the third element of directing, not the third element, the second element rather. So directing we have done features, we have done importance, we have done supervision, functions of supervisor, two ways of supervision. Today we are doing motivation. What is motivation? Motivation means to motivate. Like I am saying to motivate. So I asked some child, what do we mean by to motivate or what is motivate? He told me, ma'am, a moti ladki waiting downstairs is motivate. And that was a very stupid joke which cracked in the class and everybody started laughing. Body shaming tha, lekin not exactly, we didn't consider it. Nobody's mota patla, it's okay. So no, that is not what is motivation. Motivation is to inspire someone, to stimulate someone to perform to the best of their ability, to make sure that they achieve the organizational goals, to induce someone, to incite someone. When we talk about motivation, motivation has got three terms. First is motive, the second is motivator, the third is motivation. When you talk about motive, motive means inner peace, inner state of mind, desire. When you talk about desire for something, like for example, you have hunger. Now, hunger is usually associated with food. That's your urge, that's your desire, that's your inner state of mind, that's your motive. So, you are hungry, you have hunger. What is the technique which you are going to use to fulfill that particular need of yours, that requirement, that basic need of yours? You are going to either cook or order food from outside. That's the technique. Now, how are you going to do it and what is the process becomes the motivation. So, when you talk about motive, it's the inner state of mind. When you talk about the motivator, it's the technique. When you talk about motivation, it's the process to complete both motive as well as what? Motivator. Let's start. It means incitement or inducement to act or move. Incitement or inducement to act or to move. It means a process of making subordinates to act in a desired manner. The way we want them to act, the way we want them to behave, to act to the best of their ability to fulfill our goals or whatever of the goals of the organization. There are three interrelated terms: motive, motivator, motivation. I have given you, it is inner state of mind, inner peace we are talking about, or inner, you can talk about it as urge, desire. Motivator is a technique and motivation is a process. Let's read through quickly. What is motive? An inner state that energizes, now it gives you energy or activates or moves and directs behavior towards goals. Okay, so I have a motive for something. I want to buy a car. My motive is to buy a car. I want to buy a Porsche. So my motive is to buy a Porsche, and then I have that motive in mind. I'll use my energy or all my moves I'll direct towards buying that particular car. These arise out of needs of an individual. That may not be a basic need, the car may not be a basic need for me, but it can be a want for me because I want something which is like different or which is expensive, whatever it is. Now, realization of motive causes restlessness in the individual, which prompts some action to reduce such restlessness. So, if you have motivation and if you have a motive and you want your motive to be fulfilled, you will feel uncomfortable and you will be only comfortable once you are able to fulfill that particular motive. So, you should have motivation, inspiration to do that work. Motivator is a technique for what? Used to motivate people in an organization. So, how we motivate people? We inspire them. Managers use diverse motivators like pay, bonus, promotion, recognition. Of course, yes. In class, when teacher appreciates you for doing something, you feel recognition, sense of recognition. Immediately you get motivated to perform better. So, that's the motivator. Motivation becomes a process. So, whatever you've done here and whatever you've done here, these two when they combine together, they lead to the process. So it's a process of stimulating people, pricking people to action to accomplish desired goals. It depends upon satisfying needs of people. You had a need here, you found a technique to fulfill it, and here your needs are satisfied. I wanted a Porsche out here. My motivator was that I should get that car because I feel status wise it's very important, or I love to drive that car. Okay, fine. That was a motivator for me. So started working hard for it, started earning more. The process was because I kept on earning more, there was a stimulator making me earn more because I wanted to achieve my motive, the target. So these are the three terms used with motivation. When we talk about motivation, another thing comes into mind. First are its features and then the process of motivation. Let's go through that also. Now we are starting with the features of motivation. The first feature, it says motivation is an internal feeling. I already told you. What is internal feeling, internal state, motive, urge, desire, aspiration, same thing continues. Now, motivation is an internal feeling. Why? Because it is the urge, drive, desire, aspiration, what you dream to be, striving, need of human being which are internal. These influence human behavior. Of course, yes. Like people may have an urge to possess a bike. Harley Davidson, तुमने Harley ली क्या? So that's how. Yeah, that gives to me, Harley Davidson gives a smile and a kick to me. Wow, what a mobile. So urge, and undoubtedly, and another thing which I really love as an internal feeling is Thar. I love to ride that particular vehicle anytime in my life. Motivation can be positive or negative. Positive motivation makes us feel happy. Negative motivation makes us feel sad. Like example, I tell you, there's an increase in your salary. Positive motivation. I tell you, if you don't do this work, I'll deduct your salary. Negative motivation. So positive motivation provides positive rewards, for example, increase in pay, and of course positive rewards, and whereas negative motivation means using negative means like punishment and threatening somebody, punishing somebody or giving a threat to somebody. Coercion is exactly another word for the same. Motivation produces goal-directed behavior. Yes, if you are motivated, you will do it. Just do it is what Nike thought, and they did it. If you really know the story behind how Nike came into the market, you'll get shocked. You'll get shocked. So just go through and see the story about how Nike came into, how it became such a big brand. It was not in a day. Went through a very big struggle of making those shoes. If you are motivated, if you have an inspiration, if you have a goal, you will strive to achieve it. Like if an employee is interested in goal, he makes sure to improve his performance to achieve the same. Promotion in the job can give him an objective for improving. Of course, yes. Anytime when people know they are going to be promoted, they start working in a different way to when they know nothing is going to happen, nothing is going to change at all. Alright. Motivation is a complex process, very, very complex process. Why? You might be motivated by something, I might not be motivated by that. Like for example, for you, maybe Harley is not motivation, for me it is a motivation. For you, Porsche may not be motivation, for me it is a motivation. I would love to park a Jaguar outside my house any day. That's a motivation for me. For you it may not be, or maybe you want 2 Jaguars now, or you already have a Porsche and a Jaguar, whichever way it is. So something is motivating for me, may not be motivating for you. It depends from person to person. Motivation is a complex process. How the individuals are heterogeneous. Heterogeneous means they're different in their expectations, perceptions and reactions. Everybody reacts differently. Like I told you, give reactions for something. Expectations also. People have different expectations from their life, from their way of working. So they're motivated accordingly. Any type of motivation may not have uniform effect, may not have same kind of effect on all the people. So people differ in their expectation, in their reactions, in their perceptions. Once that is clear, you're highly motivated to do whatever job you like. Now, from the features, we move on to the process. It's given in your book in a very, in an exemplified manner, and then this process is given separately. What I've done is I've merged the two. So what we'll do is, here they've given their example as Ramu is very hungry. And I am very hungry. I'm talking about myself. If I am hungry, my need is not satisfied. I feel kind of, rumbling of my stomach. It goes wah wah. So I feel hungry, right? Tension. What is the tension? You become restless. Why? Because kuch khaya nahi, not eaten anything since morning. Mama, my stomach is aching. I have not had anything. Whichever way it is, that creates a tension in mind. Okay. So this guy Ramu, he's hungry, and what he does, he starts walking on the street. He walks on the road and he goes in search for a hotel where he can buy a snack or a meal. Drives are, he is thinking of food, snack and meal and walking and any time. If I am told that within 15 minutes I am going to get something very sumptuous to eat, then I'll have that drive for that kind of a food. Okay. Search behavior. After walking for 2 kilometers, he could find a hotel and money. He had money to buy it. Of course, he had money. So, bhook lagi thi, hungry. He had unsatisfied need. Tension was to get food. Drive was dreaming of food. Search behavior. He ultimately, after walking for 2 kilometers, he was able to find a hotel where he even had enough money to buy the food. Satisfied need. Had food, regained energy, felt happy. Tummy full, happy. Tummy happy, mummy happy. Okay. And reduction of tension. No tension at all. Need is satisfied. Immediately, motivation to work for the next thing comes out. And that's what is motivation. See, this is just an example of food. A very basic example which happens with us every day. The day we have not had food, we behave in a very different manner. So I usually say, I get angry when I'm hungry. Okay, so accordingly, one of the example for motivation, it can be used for a particular kind of vehicle or kind of, going for a party or whatever is your desire, whatever is your motivation makes you feel good about it. Motivation, features, motivation, process, motivation, introduction, terms, everything is over. We're going to do incentives in the next video. Till then, goodbye.